Hello everyone, this is part 15 of What If Naruto Was Trained by Anko, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like and subscribe. To see more, comment down below. Now Jiraiya turned his head slightly to get a good look at Anko. He liked what he saw and gave a perverted grin. That's when he felt the kunai dig into his side some more. Hey pervert, I know that I'm hot, but you better focus. If I give this kunai a good push, you're going to bleed like a pig. Now, what did you do to my Otouto, little brother? Anko demanded. Calm down, Anko. Naruto and I were just training. I helped him out with his chakra problem before he challenged me to a spar. We got a little overzealous. Trust me, he's fine, Jiraiya said. Who are you and what chakra problem? Anko asked. Jiraiya turned around to face her and Anko was surprised to see who it was. Lord Jiraiya, good to know that I'm still well known. So, I hear that you have taken a shine to the kid, Jiraiya asked. Well, that's a long story. When did you start training Naruto? I was planning to do that, Anko said. Well, after stopping him from playing adult games with the Hyuga heiress, Anko raised an eyebrow at that. Tell you later. Anyway, I dealt with some seal that was placed on him that messed with his chakra. The method was kind of payback for a prank he played on me and he was not amused. So, he attacked me. I must say that you have done well with him. How come his sensei did not notice a problem with his chakra? I figured that since he won his preliminary match, it would have showed. Jiraiya said. Kakashi wouldn't know anything about Naruto with his head firmly up the Uchiha's ass. Jiraiya raised an eyebrow at that. Tell you later. Anyway, as I said before, I was going to train him and teach him some more hebi, snake, jutsu. Reluctantly, I was going to have him sign the contract, Anko said with a sigh. I'm going to have to stop you there. If you're training him, I don't have an issue. Hell, I think it will be funny if you show him some of the things you were taught, but I won't allow you to let him sign the hebi contract, Jiraiya stated seriously. And why the hell not? If you think I'm not going to make sure that Naruto has every weapon available to him for these mysterious ninja that are after him, then you are just as stupid as Kakashi, Anko snarled. Jiraiya looked at her with surprise. How the hell did she know about them? He calmed down and gave her a look. How about you tell me how you know about those ninja and I'll give a very good reason as to why he can't sign the hebi contract. Deal? Jiraiya asked with a smile. Anko relaxed a little and nodded. She grabbed a hidden bottle of sake and 2 sauces. They sat down at Naruto's table and began to talk. Jiraiya stood with Naruto near a local swimming hole. There were some very fine women in bikinis that had Jiraiya giggling. Naruto just looked at the pervert and sighed. Really, Ero Sennin, I could be doing some real training with Anko One-san. I did not come here to see you perv on young women. Naruto said. I bet if the Hyuga princess was here and in a bikini, you wouldn't judge me now, would you? Jiraiya asked, mostly stating a fact. Naruto blushed before throwing a kunai at him. Jiraiya easily caught it and threw it to the ground. Jiraiya turned to face him and sighed in annoyance. Alright, let's get started. Jiraiya did 5 hand seals before summoning a toad with a scroll in its mouth. What's that? Naruto asked. It's the Gamma, toad, contract. When you sign your name in blood, you will be able to summon toads like this one. Jiraiya explained. Wow, that's cool and all, but I was hoping to sign that hebi contract, Naruto said. Yes, Anko did inform me that she was planning to have you sign that contract. However, I convinced her not to. Jiraiya said. What? Why? Naruto asked. Naruto, your seal is connected to the Gamma. Something that is connected to your seal was entrusted to the Gamma clan. If you had signed the hebi contract, there would be some major issues. Both the Gamma and the hebi hate each other's guts. Neither would allow you to be their summoner if you were connected to the other. Naruto looked like he wanted to argue, but Jiraiya did have a valid point. Seeing this, Jiraiya decided to give Naruto a break. Look, maybe you and Anko can find a way for you to be able to summon the hebi. You think that there is a way? Naruto asked. There might be. Stranger things have happened. Now let's get started on this jutsu, Jiraiya said. Naruto cheered and paid close attention to what Jiraiya was teaching him. "You're serious about this?" Anko asked Naruto. After learning the jutsu from Jiraiya, Naruto sought out Anko for training. After being ambushed, Naruto talked about what Jiraiya told him about. Anko didn't think that there was a chance, but she decided to humor him. "Why not? I know that the Hebi are aligned with Orochimaru, but they still let you summon them." "Maybe there is a way," Naruto said. "Well, let's see what we can learn," Anko said. She bit her thumb and smeared some blood across her palm. She did the hand seals for the jutsu. Kuchiyosa no jutsu. From out of the smoke, Kaijin appeared. "Mistress Anko, you are as lovely as ever," he hissed. "Oh Kaijin, you know how to treat a lady," Anko said with a giggle. Naruto lurched and tried to keep his lunch down. Kaijin turned his attention to Naruto. "Ah, the rat. Shall I teach him some manners?" Kaijin asked. "Not today, sweetie. I have a question for you. Would it be possible for Naruto to sign the contract of the Hebi even if he's attached to another?" Anko asked him. "It's not unheard of. It also depends on who he is attached to. As you know, we do not respect the Gama or Taka clans," he explained. "Well, there you are, Naruto. You can't sign their contract as long as you are aligned with the Gama," Anko said. "Oh come on, there just has to be a way," Naruto exclaimed. "Well, there is one way," Kaijin hissed, gaining their attention. Years ago, around the time of Orochimaru's defection, there was a split among the clan. Manda's sibling, Suki, wished to strict Orochimaru of the contract due to his betrayal. Manda disagreed, mostly out of fear of Orochimaru. They fought and Manda was victorious. He banished Suki and her followers. To set everything right, Suki had a contract created. She awaits anyone who is worthy of it. "Do you know where this scroll is?" Anko asked. "It is hidden in Ishi no Kuni, Land of Stone. There is an underground temple 3 miles west of the border," Kaijin said. "Wait a minute, won't you get in trouble for this? I mean, aren't you a part of Manda's group? If One-san signs that contract, won't he immediately suspect you?" Naruto asked with worry. "Thank you for the concern, Rat, but I will be just fine. As long as my dear Anko has a proper contract, I feel no fear. She deserves to be happy and out of Orochimaru's shadow." Anko smiled at her friend and petted his head. Naruto smirked too until Kaijin wrapped his tail around him and began to shock him. Anko just laughed. Jiraiya looked at Naruto as he danced around after his latest summoning success. Gama just looked at him while he cheered. Jiraiya had to admit that the boy was trained really well. When he first attempted this jutsu, he laughed outright when he summoned an tadpole. 2 days later, he managed to summon a small toad named Gamakichi. The two hit it off pretty well. The next day, he summoned Gamakichi's brother, Gamatatsu. The next day, he summoned Kasuke and now he summoned Gama. While very impressed with Naruto's learning rate, he wanted to see Naruto attempt to use the chakra of his prisoner. Talking with Anko, he knew that would not be easy. She explained to him that Naruto was fearful of that chakra because of what happened on his first mission outside of the village. Naruto pushed himself and his training so that he would not have to use its chakra at all. He found it impressive that Naruto would do that, but it was going to be a chore to change his mind. The chakra that he had access to would help him in the long run. The group that Orochimaru told her about was not someone that you go against with such little power. He would need the power of the Kyuubi whether he liked it or not. Naruto. Jiraiya called out. Naruto stopped dancing and turned toward him. "It's time to take your training up to the next level." He then turned to the toads. "You guys head back now. Naruto will summon you later." The toads returned while Jiraiya led Naruto away. Anko stood in front of the person who was both surprised and terrified of her request. Anko did not see what the big deal was. The person in front of her helped out Naruto. Why could he help her? Anko, this is a very strange request," he said. "How is it strange? You're a teacher, right? So teach me. Help me with my basics and run me through some drills. I think you're the best one for the job," Anko said with a smile. The man just looked at her again. "But, I'm just a Chunin. Wouldn't Ebisu be a better choice? He's a better trainer than I," he said. "Nah, Ebisu is too boring. Plus I have a good source that says that he's a closet pervert. Besides, he's helping that pink-haired Kunoichi for the finals. Come on, I can really use your help and I trust you. Please help me, Iruka-sensei. Anko begged with puppy dog eyes. While Iruka could resist Naruto's, Konohamaru's and others, Anko was just too cute when she did this. Okay, I can work out some stuff to help you improve, Iruka said. He was suddenly engulfed in a hug by Anko. Oh thank you. This is going to be so much fun, Anko cheered. Iruka couldn't get a word in as his face was currently smashed between Anko's breasts. Konohamaru, Moegi, Udon and several others watched this with some surprise. I don't get it. Naruto Ayaban, boss, is as nutty as they come and he got Hinata as his girlfriend. Iruka-sensei is boring as sin and this hottie is smashing his head into her chest. What do they got that I don't? Konohamaru asked. Nobody had an answer for him. Naruto tried to grab onto anything to save himself. He needed to do so or else he was going to die. It started when Ero Sennin was telling him about the chakra of the Kyuubi. The man wanted him to learn how to harness its power. Naruto flat out refused to, telling him that he did not need its power. That when Jiraiya apologized to him before sending him flying across some land and into a large gorge. Naruto tried to use his chakra to get a grip on the side but it was too slippery. As he looked into the void, he saw his life flash before his eyes. He was going to die. That's when he appeared in a pool of water. Confused, Naruto looked around to find a large gate. A piece of paper looked like it was holding it close. Naruto was wondering where he was until he felt an oppressive chakra behind him. It came from behind the gate. He turned around to see two red eyes and a row of teeth. Naruto gulped and his fear seemed to amuse whatever was behind the cage. Welcome Warden, I'm glad to finally meet you. Chapter 30 Naruto faced down the beast that has been with him since birth. He was very scared right now. The feeling of dread froze him in his tracks. The demon fox found his fear amusing. That look of fear, it greatly amuses me. The Kyuubi said. What the hell is going on? Why am I here? Naruto asked with a stutter. The Kyuubi chuckled. Taking after your PERCIOUS little rabbit, he said with amusement. That stopped Naruto and he looked at the Kyuubi with a glare. He knew who he was talking about because it was the same nickname that Anko would call her. You keep Hinata out of your mouth, fox, Naruto exclaimed. Brave now, aren't you? We have no time, boy. We are about to die and I will allow you to use my chakra to save our lives. To hell with that, I would rather die than to use your chakra again. I will not die here, boy. You hate me and but I will put it aside to prolong my existence. Do not believe that you will be praised or are remembered for your scarifice. The Kyuubi spat. Naruto growled at him but he knew that the fox was right. Fine, you win. I'll use your chakra but let's be clear about something. We aren't friends and we aren't partners. You do anything to hurt those I care about and I will find a way to finish this. Got it? Naruto snarled. Agreed, but I know that you will call on me again. You can't help it for it is human nature. Now, remember this feeling, the fox shouted. Red chakra seeped out of the gate. It circled and ensnared Naruto. He groaned as the chakra was crushing him. He let out a scream as the chakra consumed him. His eyes opening, Naruto could feel the power of the fox. He wasted no time and did the hand seals for the jutsu after smearing some blood. Kuchiyoza no jutsu. Summoning technique, Naruto shouted. A large plume of smoke appeared. Naruto flew through the cloud and landing on something squishy. He was quick to his feet and looked around as the smoke cleared. He wasn't dead and a bloody smear on the floor. That's when he heard the voice of something. What the hell is this? Where the hell am I? Anko rushed through the hospital, ignoring everyone around her. She knocked a few people out of her way on the way to the room that Naruto was laid up in. She got word from a friend who interrupted her Iruka time to let her know that Naruto was in the hospital. She told her that he was in the place for chakra exhaustion. That totally sent up red flags because Naruto was a chakra factory. She arrived to the room and barged in. Her entrance surprised Naruto and another person. From what she could tell, it was Yoshino's brat. Hey Wanison, what are you doing here? Naruto asked. I have a friend here and she told me that you were in the hospital for chakra exhaustion. I didn't think that was possible considering your reserves. Anko said. Let's just say that the technique took a lot out of me and that Ero-Sennin is a prick. The next time I see him I'm going to kick him in the junk. Naruto said with a hard edge. Anko and Shikamaru were curious about what had him so pissed until Anko felt some killing intent. She got serious fast and looked outside the door. Naruto sensed it too and got out of bed to back up her up. Shikamaru followed the two. They followed the feeling to a room. Looking in, they saw Gaara standing over Rock Lee with his hand out. Anko acted quickly and tossed 2 kunai. The sand automatically defended him, but Naruto was able to slip through and punch Gaara in the face. He backed away but found that he could not move due to Shikamaru catching his shadow. Slipping out another kunai, she stood in front of Gaara while Naruto checked to see if Lee was alright. You better have a good reason for being here. Why did you attempt to murder this genin? Anko demanded. He hurt me. I wanted to kill him before and I still want to. Gaara stated simply. This made Anko tighten her grip on her kunai. The 2 genin were looked at Gaara like he was mad. You're trying to kill Lee because he hurt you? Naruto asked with surprise. He challenged my existence. Like all the others, he must pay with his life. Gaara said. Others? Shikamaru asked. On the day of my birth, Shukaku the sand spirit was placed within me. I was born a demon and was treated as such. I was hated, scorned and alone for most of my life. One day my uncle attempted to kill me. He tricked me into thinking that he cared and made his move to kill me. It was on that day I learned the truth. Gaara explained. What truth? Naruto asked, curious. I must live for myself and only myself. Anyone who attempts to stop me must be destroyed. Through killing, I will prove my existence. Gaara answered him. The 2 genin looked at Gaara in shock. Naruto was the most affected because he could see in Gaara's eyes that he had lived a life similar to his. He wondered if that was all they shared. Gaara's sand began to move and looked like it was preparing to attack. That's when Gaara was ensnared by several snakes. He looked very shocked while Anko grinned at him. Redstone asps are very poisonous. 1 bite and you're dead, and not even that layer of armor that you're wearing will stop the poison. Now, I will allow this to go, but if you return her and attempt to kill this genin again, you will be killed. Do you understand me? Anko asked. Gaara looked like he wanted to fight, but he knew that things were not in his favor. He then looked at Shikamaru and Naruto. I will kill you both. Gaara stated and vanished in a whirl of sand. Everyone relaxed as he was gone. Anko looked at Naruto and could see that he was in deep thought. She put her hand on his head. She felt him jump, but he soon relaxed. Anko just sighed and ruffled the blonde's hair. She had to speak with the Hokage. Hiruzen sat while Anko finished her report. Jiraiya was there as well, which did not help Anko's mood. So, he's soon as Jinchuriki, and you believe that he is not stable? Hiruzen asked. Not at all, but I think it's because of the life he's lived. If what he told us is true, he doesn't trust anyone. Also, if that sand has always protected him like it does, what the mini guy did must have made him snap. I told Guy that we would have some Anbu watching the kid. Anko said. Good. I will also speak with his sensei. Hopefully, he can keep him under control. Hiruzen said. He then looked at Anko with some seriousness. How is Naruto doing? I heard that he was kind of frozen after meeting this Gaara boy. He's a bit rattled. It isn't every day that you meet someone who has lived a similar life than you. I think it was like looking at himself and seeing what could have been. Anko explained. The kid will be fine. He's pretty strong. Jiraiya said. This earned him an angry scoff from Anko. He raised an eyebrow at that and wondered what her issue was. Is something wrong? I'm just annoyed at people like you. You speak as if you know him, but you're just like everyone else who just expects him to do what they say and accept it, Anko stated hotly. Did he complain about that? The kid was being stubborn. I needed him to tap into that chakra so that it would help him later. You remember what I told you about that group? He will need that power in the future. Jiraiya explained. Oh, so you just forced him to use a chakra that he does not understand and is deathly afraid of. Yeah, you really care about his well-being, Anko said mockingly. Jiraiya did not take that lightly and stood straight. Look, I was thinking about what's best for Naruto. Jiraiya said. That's bullshit, Anko exclaimed. When are you and everyone else going to stop using that excuse? Naruto has had to grow up early because of the hatred that was dumped upon him. He's not some childish 13-year-old boy. He has had burden upon burden put all on him and no one cares about his feelings. Anko, Hiruzen said loudly. Anko stopped her rant and quickly got her emotions under control. She bowed quickly to Hiruzen and stormed off. She opened the door and was about to slam it, but she stopped for a few seconds to say some final words. For once, I would like for someone to consider Naruto's feelings before their own. Anko closed the door hard as she left. Hiruzen sighed sadly and rubbed his forehead. While he was happy that Anko cared greatly for Naruto, he wished that she would stop lashing out at people when something happened to the boy. Jiraiya looked at the door with some concern. He did not believe that he did anything wrong, but he was starting to reconsider it. Was Naruto angry with him? Did he cross a line? Jiraiya squashed his concerns and decided to focus on the positive. While Naruto might have been angry with him, he would thank him for it later. Naruto was on his roof, looking at the night sky. He couldn't sleep and had a lot on his mind. He would usually go and speak with Hinata because she had some really sound advice. However, that wasn't an option. Apparently, he was accused of molesting Hinata. Breaking in was a bad decision as every Hyuga was on alert and jumped him when he did. Luckily he was able to get free and escape. He was hard-pressed to escape because Hiashi was on his ass. He let out a sigh as he thought about that Gaara guy. He read between the lines. He was just like him. He had lived a very hard life, he could see it in his eyes. It was like looking at the flip side of his life. He held no illusion that he could have ended up like that. He had such feelings before. His outlet was his pranks because no matter if they shouted and yelled at him, they acknowledged him. Then he found a sister in Anko and then friends at the academy, like Shikamaru and Hinata. If he was to be honest, even Sakura was becoming a good friend. He let out another sigh and continued to watch the sky. Couldn't sleep. Naruto looked to his left to see Anko lying right next to him. Want to talk about it? There isn't anything to talk about. That could have been me. Naruto said. But it wasn't. You want to know why you and Gaara are so different? The reason is because you did not give up. You've been kicked down and thrown on the deck, but you get up off the deck and persevere. Your will is stronger than his, stronger than mine. Anko said. What are you talking about? I know that you have friends. The only people who hate you are civilian wives and girlfriends. For some reason, Iruka allows you to hang around him knowing that one day you will take him and rape him. How is my will stronger than yours? Naruto asked. You forget, brat, I'm the former apprentice of Orochimaru. You think that it was easy for me? Everyone always believed that I would soon follow in his footsteps. They thought that I was unworthy to wear their symbol. I was called a lot worse back in the days. Truth be told, I didn't get my first friend until I was an adult. I was alone and I was angry. I lashed out and I didn't care about anyone. What changed? One of my old teammates happened. He saw what was happening and stepped in to help me. I wasn't happy for his help and tore into him. That's when he slapped me and tore into me. It was surprising that he was so angry at how I was acting. The next day I apologized and we were talking again. He introduced me to some more people and I made some more friends. The council started to trust me more and I gained my recognition. Yeah, I still cause trouble but it a little tamed. Anko said. I think I get what you are saying. Still, I can't help but wonder about that Gaara guy. We are so alike and I feel that I got to help him somehow. Naruto said. If that's how you feel, I got your back. Just be careful, he won't be easy to convince or fight, Anko said. Yeah, but with your training, I think that I have him. Naruto said boastfully. The two stayed on the roof and looked at the night sky. That's when he remembered something. Oh yeah, I've been meaning to ask you. Why was Iruka asking me about you? He did? Anko asked with surprise. Yeah, something about training. I thought that it was a joke but he was being serious. Why are you training with Iruka-sensei? Naruto asked. Anko looked at Naruto and gave him a serious expression. I'm preparing for a group that will soon make its move. Anko said. What group? They are called the Akatsuki. Quote. That will be it for this video. If you want more, Comment down below, like, subscribe, and see you guys later.